saying that somebody is. But anyway, I'm going to say what I think, what I like, what I don't like. Anyway, I watched the president's rally today, and I love it when he's speaking at a rally. He fires everybody up. I'm a staunch Republican. I love the President of the United States. I love my country. I live here in New Zealand, but I am a very patriotic American. I don't have any regrets about that. I will never deny that I am an American. I will never deny that I love President Trump. People can say anything they want, but you know what? So their loss, not mine. I'm going to be a good American. I love my president. I am going to be voting absentee ballot in the next election for the president. So yeah, there's some Trump gear that I've bought, and let me see if I can find it for you. Hang on a minute. I'm going to show you my hats. Here is a Keep America Great hat, Make America Great hat, and a Trump 2020 hat. Okay, here we go. Trump 2020. So here I am. Maybe I should shut the door. I don't know. 2020 hat, Trump 2020. Of course, it looks backwards because, yeah, it's a mirror image. So, yeah. So I've got a Trump 2020 hat. I've got a Make America Great hat. Yep, got one of those. And I have a Keep America Great 2020, which is the slogan for the next campaign for the president. So yeah, these are my hats. I've got a couple of t-shirts, a few t-shirts. Let's see. I got one that says Made in America. I got one that says Trump 2020 in black. And I got another Trump 2020 in gray. I'm hoping that my border wall t-shirt will be arriving soon. It's taking ages, but anyway, I've emailed Coalition for Trump, which is where I got all this gear, and all I had to do was pay for the shipping. I do have some Trump coins. Yeah, there's heaps. I've got a few of them, which are right here. Yep, there's my Trump coins. I got heaps of them. Well, not heaps of them, but I got a few. Anyway, this one is, I got two of these. Okay. It's Donald Trump with the American flag on the background. I got two of these. Yep. This is a silver one. Same thing. Donald Trump. Okay. I got another one that says, The Silent Majority Speaks. Yep. Got that. Then I got this one with the Statue of Liberty. Yep. See? And I got another one like that. Yeah, so I got two Statue of Liberties. Anyway, Eddie is going to be getting, my partner Eddie, is going to be getting some magnets to put on the back of a couple of these so I can hang them on the refrigerator. Otherwise, you know, I'm just going to be putting them in a little container, you know, so that they don't fade. But anyway, I got these lovely Trump coins, which I want to put magnets on, like I said, hang them on the refrigerator. Okay, so yeah, I got a bunch of junk. Anyway, so yeah, and like I said, I was watching this rally and I was just so moved. And I got thinking, you know, the Democrats are, you know, I mean, they're so deluded thinking that they're going to stop us. from making the country better, much, much better. I want the America back when I grew up, the same America that I grew up in. I grew up in a great America in a great time. I grew up in I was born in 55, so that makes me 63. And I just had a great childhood. I loved it. I loved being in America. I could play on the street. Our parents let us play in the streets until, it got dark, and then we had to go home. And everybody played with everybody in the neighborhood. So we all knew our neighbors. Nowadays, you don't even know your neighbors. Although, even though I'm in New Zealand, there are some really nice neighbors here. I have the ones in the front, which is Dave and Minnie and who is it? Daryl. So yeah, they're really nice, and Daryl helps us out, and he brings back our recycling bin when it's emptied. So the lady that comes and helps me take a shower takes out the recycling bin and the rubbish, so that I don't have to carry it down to the road, because I don't walk very well. And I have this little thing. You probably can't see it. Can you? Oh yeah, maybe you can see. And I have to use this to walk. So she helps me out, and she takes the rubbish and the recycling bin down. They come on Thursday, sometime during the day. So she takes them down today, which is Wednesday here in New Zealand, Tuesday in the States. So it's like, what time is it here? It's 2:10. So it's like 9 o'clock in the States. It's 9 o'clock, 9:10 p.m. in New York and Washington, and Florida and little of those states, until you get past, I think, Pensacola. And then it starts getting to be maybe an hour later. So yeah, until you get all the way out to California, which is 6 hours. Is it 6 hours? Yeah, 6 hours behind, I think. And then you go to Hawaii. Oh, maybe it's 4 hours. I'm not sure. I can't figure it out, Just does my head in trying to figure these things out. I'm not very good at math anymore. Half the time, I can't even remember what my name is sometimes. I had a hard time yesterday trying to remember my new granddaughter's name, which is, now I do, Saphira. And it took me a few minutes for it to kick into my head. And this is what MS does to you, It makes you forget things. Sometimes you can't even remember how to say something. You know what you want to say, but you can't say it because it's sort of like gone, and then it takes a while for it to just come back, and for you to even, remember it and just blurt it out. Oh, that's it. You know how you do when you can't remember something, like you're trying to think of a movie title, or, an actress or an actor's name, you can't remember. And I can't remember. I used to have a wonderful memory. We really had a great one. But since, I got diagnosed with MS in 2000 and, what is it now? 2012? 5 years ago, yeah. 2012. And yeah, so 2016, I was not ready to leave my job. However, I didn't really have much of a choice. I mean, they paid me out, for the years that I worked there, and I worked there for 9 years. So I got about $10,000 actually, and it helped pay off a few things. So yeah, it was cool. But anyway, it left me with a lot of time on my hands. And Eddie put his hand up to move down here to the South Island for his company, and I missed Wellington, so I wasn't really happy about it. I stopped letting him know. Well, he knows how I feel. He knows I don't like Christchurch. He knows I don't like the South Island. I love Wellington. I always have since I moved to the country. I just loved Wellington. I loved going to Wellington. When I moved to New Zealand, I met Eddie. Well, I met Eddie online, but anyway, when I moved to New Zealand, I originally came to stay for 6 months, and I thought, well, I'll see how things go. And I came here in 2003, and I was here for 6 months. I had to go back, and because I had a workman's comp payout for a broken wrist I had a few years ago, and I asked it, if you want me to come back, you got to tell me, but I have to go back to America. My visa is up. I was not going to overstay because I didn't want to be told I couldn't come back to New Zealand if I wanted to. So, yep, I left when I was supposed to. Unlike people that go to America and decide, oh, well, I'll stay. And yeah, I'm not like that. So anyway, so yeah, that's how it turned out. And Eddie comes from Wellington. He was born in Wellington. So, he knew how to get around Wellington, of course. He knew what, get around all around the North Island. So I came here and he said, yeah, I'd like you to stay. So I brought some money back because I got my payout, and I moved 2004 permanently to New Zealand. Became a resident I got a work permit in 2004 or 2005, the very next year, 2005. I got a work permit because I kept trying to reapply for a visa, and they said, no, don't worry, we're looking at it and everything. Don't worry, we won't kick you out, And I was really, really afraid that I was going to get deported because, I hadn't heard anything. Finally, we got notice from immigration that to come into the Wellington office. I was living in Paraparaumu at the time, which is just about 40 minutes north of Wellington. So we went down to the immigration office, and because I had to prove kinds of emails and cards, and we been communicating with each other, and that we had a stable relationship. So yeah, I got to the immigration office, and my caseworker came out, and she said, here's your passport. And she said, do you have $5? She says, it'll cost you another $5 because I already paid. And I said, I got $5. So I gave her $5 in coins. And she came back with my passport with my work permit in it. So I was like, wow, yeah, I was so happy. So happy. So I applied for a couple of jobs with an employment agency, and I got a call from the employment agency, and I went in and I had to take a test, how fast did I type, all kinds of things, and fill out all stuff like this. What was I good at and all that. So the employment agency told me about a job in Wellington, and Eddie worked in Wellington at the time. Had to drive down the motorway 40 minutes, sometimes in rush hour traffic. And so we drove together, which was great, and I got a job at Claim Management Services, which was on Johnston Street in Wellington, directly across from the lamp, and then I went and got a bank account and all of that, got my own money and had a bank account so we could pay the bills, and I could buy things and all kinds of stuff. I was just really, really happy. But now I'm retired, and I'm sitting at home. I can't quite go out too much. I don't walk very well. I don't have any transportation. Eddie is away at the moment. He's with his brother Robbie, and they're traveling the West Coast. So I think he's going to be in, I forget what he said he's going to be in tonight. Is it Westport? Yeah, he's in Westport tonight, I think. And then tomorrow he's going to be, is it Westport? Yeah, I think he said Westport. Oh, I don't know. Can't remember. Anyway, or Greymouth. I can't remember. Doesn't really matter. He's going to be home tomorrow afternoon anyway. Driving back. So I think he said he only had a couple of customers somewhere. And Hokitika. Oh, I love Hokitika, which is on the West Coast. It's really quite a nice little town. And it's got a couple of really good shops. It's got a shop with greenstone, which is ponamu, that's how they say it. And got some lovely greenstone, which is a jade. It belongs to the Maori. You can't just take stones off the beach. You know, it's against the law. And if you're caught with it, you know, you can go to jail. It belongs to the indigenous people of New Zealand, which is the Maori. And they have to bless the stone. You know, they're Polynesian. And they have to bless the stone. And they're related to people that live, you know, people in Hawaii. They're related to those. And they're related to people in, you know, the Pacific Islands, things like that. Not related to anybody in Tahiti, I don't think. Anyway, they are close to Hawaiians, and they have tattoos. Men have tattoos on their chins or on their faces. So, yeah, the Maori, they're the indigenous people. But anyway, that's what's happening with me. So, but as I said, you know, I'm just very upset with the Democrats in America, in the United States. And I hope, you know, they get their act together, you know, because all they do is obstruct, obstruct, obstruct. They don't want to work with the president. They don't want to make America great again. They don't want to help America. They want open borders, you know, and they want, I think they think more of the illegals than they do of the citizens of America. And that's what makes everybody mad. And I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'm hoping the government, Donald Trump has said he would shut down the government because he wants to build the border wall. They only gave him $1.5 billion. It's not enough to fully build the wall. You know, I think he wants to put some more on the Mexican border. What he's done, built some of it at San Diego, so which is way down at the bottom near Baja California. So anyway, and if you know what America looks like on a map, if you look at California, it's long, right? And then it's got San Diego at the very bottom, and then after that they've got Baja California, which is part of Mexico. So that's the border. He's got some of that wall going up there because San Diego wants it, and we're sick of sanctuary cities. You know, we're just sick of this stuff. And at the end of the day, you know, something has got to be done to keep these people out, or at least make them come in, you know, with the intention of assimilating. Most of them they don't even want to speak the language. So it gets really annoying, you know, and I don't want to hear when you're in America and you go, press 1 for English, press 2 for Spanish. Come on, what kind of crap is that? You know, you come to the country, learn to speak the language. Like, you know, I mean, but they have people from Somalia still haven't learned the language. People from Pakistan still haven't learned the language. People, you know, at least the Indians, people from India, at least learn to speak English. You know, not that great, but at least they try to speak English. So they go to try and learn English. Anyway, I'm going to stop now because I'm probably just rambling, and you guys are probably thinking, oh, you know, I've had enough of this crap. So, bye. Say something if you like. Come in, say hi if you get to see this. Say hi to me. You know, I'm on Facebook. So, and I'm under Kathy Gentile on Facebook. So come in and say hello. I can't say that I may answer your friend request, but sometimes strange people ask me to be their friend, and they turn out to be, they look like they have American, you know, they look like Americans. Then and you know, what do I do? What do I do? I accept them or confirm that they're my friend. And then I go in, and then they come in, and the men come in, and they say, oh, you know, I say, I'm married. I have a husband. I don't really. Eddie's my partner, not my husband. But, you know, I tell these people that. And then they come in, and I think it's a woman, or I think but it's a man, a stupid man. And I don't know how to filter these people out. So I am, you know, I might not answer your request to become my friend. But anyway, I'm usually I'm usually on Facebook. So anyway, I'm gonna go now. And hi. If you want to say hi to me, that's great. Say hi. If you're a real American, I mean, if you don't want to just say, hey, you know, I wanna, how are you? Are you married? Do you like me? You know, I don't want any of that kind of stuff. Okay. Don't ask me to be your friend simply because you think I'm available, because I'm not. All right. I have a partner. I love him very much. His name is Eddie. And I will never, ever, ever, ever cheat on Eddie, ever, because I love him too much. And it's not fair. It's wrong. I want to be with him. So I'm not going to entertain any strange men. So don't even ask. Anyway, if you're an American or someone who just wants to be a friend, come from Canada, you know, you come from England, you come from Ireland, or you come from, you know, but don't be, if you're a man, please don't ask me, you know, to sort of like, oh, you know, maybe we could get together. Don't ask that, because I will delete you. And that's all there is to it. So anyway, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee or a drink or something. And at the end of the day, who knows what happens. So I'm going to go watch The Voice from a couple of seasons ago. So yeah, I'm done talking. I'm done being rambling. So yeah, but anyway, just remember, Trump 2020, he's the guy. I urge you to vote. You know, I urge you to vote in the midterm elections for Republicans to keep the Republicans in office. And so I just urge you to vote. I urge you to go along and say, and talk to your friends and your neighbors and say, hey, you know, are you voting? Are you going to vote in the midterms? And if they say, yeah, just say, look, sign up, register to vote. It's the best thing you can do. Register to vote. You know, don't be say, oh, I don't know. Look, vote, okay? At least register, and then decide later who you're going to vote for. Read everything about candidates in your area. This is all I'm asking. So just hopefully, Republicans, if you get out there, talk to your neighbors, volunteer to sign up new voters. I wish I was there. I really do wish I was there, because I'd love to help. I'd love, even though I can't walk, I could at least sit in my little thing, sit in place, and help them register to vote. I want to see Republicans voting. Keep Republicans in office, especially the ones that support the initiatives of our president and get out there and get the vote out. Support the president of the United States. Support the tax cuts. Support everything that the president has really wanted to get done. I mean, he has gotten done a lot of stuff. He made promises and he's kept them. I mean, you know, all the politicians, most of the time, you know, you get them into office and they promise this and promise that. They don't keep any promises. Donald Trump has kept his promises. Promises made and promises kept. So I'm urging everyone to get out there, help volunteer to help people register to vote Republican. Volunteer, you know, for people to register to vote. That's what you should be doing. And I hope you do this. I hope you get out there and volunteer, because that's the best thing you can do, is to help the things that you support get put into place. If you go out there and help these Republican people or wherever they are, just people who haven't voted, help them register to vote. That's all I've got to say. I support the president. I hope you do too. I hope you get out there and vote in the midterms and get those Republicans in office to help support the president's agenda and get the wall built. Build that wall. So I'm going to go on that note. Trump 2020, build the wall. Good night, farewell, and yeah, goodbye.